Capricorn, how's it going? It's Jen here, doing your October monthly reading. And I am using the Silver Witchcraft Tarot by Barbara Moore. I love Barbara's decks. I love this one and, the Steampunk Tarot by her. It's really interesting because this deck is, I'm just going to go off on random chatting, don't mind me. This deck is very, you'll notice a lot of the major cards are just people standing on platforms, but I really get so much from it. It's, I just really connect with her energy, I guess, so. It's fall here in Vermont. I love it. Done a couple corn mazes. One we spent an hour and 45 minutes in, and we thought we were doing awesome. And I was like, we never went in circles, so we thought we were an hour and 45 minutes. We were doing well, but my son was like, Mom, I think an hour and 45 minutes is enough, and I had to agree with him. So as we were leaving, the guy was like, you weren't even out of the first quarter of the maze. We were like, are you kidding me? People spend 5 hours in that maze. It was, I don't know. Next year I'm gonna own it, but not this year. Okay, so let's get into it. 5 of Cups. This is a really beautiful card. I love this deck. I know it's 5 of Cups, but... So at the bottom of the deck, this just means this is some residual energy that's affecting the month of October. This is most likely happened. So some of you had a relationship breakup, any sort of relationship, romantic, friendship, something goes sour at work, some sort of conflict that ended in the ending of the relationship, of the partnership, of the association, the affiliation, is no longer viable anymore. And when this happens in an area of our lives, it can affect all areas, because especially if it's someone, close to you, it just can be very sad, because it's hard to wrap your head around someone you cared about so much, that was so important to you, or was such a big part of your life, how things could turn so sour, could turn so bad, and it can really permeate into all areas of our lives. And of course, they always point to the 2 cups back here, that not all is lost, but some of you may still be grieving this month. It could be that you had lost someone, and even a long time ago. You don't lose someone very close to you and one day just have everything be okay. It can be something that lasts forever. And so maybe it's an anniversary of someone that's passed, or their passing, or their birthday, or something like that. So it's okay to grieve and to feel sad. It's just not some place we want to live. And if you do feel like maybe it's getting to the point where you're stuck there, counseling, get some help. But honor the fact that it's a process, and it's going to take as long as it takes. It's going to take longer for some people than others, and some people, I don't think, grieve enough. They just kind of shut it down and compartmentalize and move on, and maybe that works for them, but there is a process that does need to take place in order to heal. And the Judgment card. So for a lot of you, this will have been not so much someone passing, but a relationship where, and for some of you, usually the 5 of Cups is us getting dumped, or someone ending a relationship with us. And so I feel like the Judgment card, it could be that person's judgment. And, as hurtful as it can be, lots of times if people are at this point, they're not really going to be a good partner, a good friend, a good associate if, however, for whatever reason, they got to the point where they have left the relationship. Um, but as always, it's how we react to things. And the judgment card is kind of like, I think for a lot of us in some way, it will have been a very freeing and life changing in an extremely positive way. It's like, um, it's like that feeling, um, when someone who's been very, very, very sick passes, and it's horrible, but on some level it's like a relief because they had been so sick and so in so much pain, and their quality of life had been so poor that you were just happy that they were free of that. And that feeling can come about in the end of a relationship as well. Like, it can be sad. Like, I'm almost feeling like the a major arcana of the Eight of Cups. But it's freeing. It's like, maybe on some level, whether you want to believe it or acknowledge it or not, like, I stayed in that situation way too long and I should have ended it. And just because someone beat you to it doesn't mean like you necessarily you got dumped. It's like, you know, it it was probably for the best. That's what I'm trying to say. So I don't need to beat that. But the judgment card's a wonderful card because it's rebirth. It's seeing the world differently. It's like waking up. It's like, how could I have stayed in that horrible situation for as long as I did? Like, so I think once you sort of get over the I got dumped or this is over energy, it's like freedom. So I think it's kind of this month you're going to be working from a little bit of grieving to um, awakening, and the whole world's open to me now. What next? This is exciting. My God, is it 7 minutes in and I haven't turned over the cards? Let's get going here. Sorry. In the work category, 9 of Wands and 6 of Cups. Some of you work with children, and it's becoming a bit of a chore, which God bless you. I could never be a teacher or work at a daycare, so thank you, people. The 9 of Wands is about persevering. So you may have a project at work that's like you don't think you have the energy to finish, or you've lost your enthusiasm a long time ago and you're just feeling beat up. Or it could be this is the energy where you need to leave a situation at work because you just literally can't do it anymore. Remember that the 10 of Wands comes next. So this is the time to make the changes before the 10 of Wands comes, and you just like have to like, you guys suck. I'm out, mic drop, and walk out, storm out the front door. Like, so to make the changes now, because before you're so overburdened that you snap on some level. But I think some of you actually want to work with children. But really, when this card comes up in the work category, look back to what you did as a child. What did you used to enjoy? What did you always like to do? See if there's a way to have a career, to make that into like an adult career. Um, if you're an artist, maybe you could teach art, or if I don't know, if you like to do gymnastics, maybe you could coach. And even if it isn't your primary job, it could be a side job that just brings a lot of fulfillment. So I think looking to find more fulfillment in your job this month, or figure out a way to bring about those things that brought you joy when you were younger, or bringing joy to children, something along those lines, so that you're finding meaning in your work, and you don't get burned out. Home, 9 of Pentacles, nice. That just came up for Scorpio. Who am I doing right now? Capricorn. That just came up in the exact same position for Scorpio. I love this card because I never read it like this in any other deck, but I love that it's like she has a secret. What's her secret? So the Nine of Pentacles is about, usually depicts this single lady who's of means and presides over her property with, she manages it all herself. So it's really like the Queen of Pentacles energy. But she has unusual hobbies. She usually has trains falcons, which is, and don't think, oh, it's a woman's thing and a man's thing. If you just think traditionally, that wouldn't be something a woman would have done a couple hundred years ago. It's that, like, doing something different, being unusual, taking care of yourself. So this is a strong energy of self-reliance. And when you know you can count on yourself, when you know you're capable, because you don't let those self-doubts creep in, like, you're a girl, you can't do that. You're this, you can't do that. When we get rid of that conditioning and do what we want to do and what feeds our soul, regardless of what traditionally we should do or society tells us to do, or our parents instilled in us, or religion instills on us, or whatever influences affect us that we don't even realize. This woman she's doing what she wants, what feels good to her, and to me, that's what I think her secret is. Her secret is, I'm just living life as I see fit without the need to follow any traditional paths. If I want to be a dirt bike rider, which is, quote, traditionally a man, I'm going to do it because it's bullshit that it's traditionally a man thing. I'm going to do whatever I think works for me. I'm going to have my own property as a single woman. I don't need a man to own property and have my own house. And that self-reliance just builds confidence. So don't be afraid to buy a house by yourself and invest in something by yourself. Don't be afraid of living alone. Don't be afraid of trying, if you're interested in something that isn't quote unquote gender specific or in your comfort zone. That's a better way to look at it. In your comfort zone. Oh, I grew up in the city, and hiking the long trail by myself sounds terrifying. Well, so, like, if it's in you, burning in you to do that, do that. And then once, could you imagine if, I think of the Cheryl Strayed story of walking I can't remember what it's called, the Pacific Trail. I can't remember the exact name of it, alone. Like, and it was life changing because it's like she dug deep and she did it. So don't be afraid to dig deep. Do something that you traditionally would not be in your comfort zone, and don't be afraid to stand strong on your own. There's nothing wrong with that. And when you build that confidence, you're able to deal with the ups and downs of life and stay centered and know that you can handle anything because you've done things outside of your comfort zone. You've kept your nose to the grindstone and just done it and braved the storm, the ups and downs, against Cheryl Strayed's story. I mean, she had lots of ups and downs on that trip. But it's like, I made it. She made it. And so cultivate a way to stay centered so that you're able to venture out of your comfort zone and try stuff. And if it fails, it's okay. It's not like the end of the world. And if it's successful, that's great. But it's more that you do it and try than whether you fail or succeed. Okay. That's what I'm trying to say. Love. Ooh, Knight of Cups. An offer. a change in emotions. Oh my God. So you guys should watch Scorpio because for some reason you're connected. I don't know if you're meeting a Scorpio and a Capricorn or Scorpio are going to get together, an earth sign and a water sign, but they had the Two of Cups and the Nine of Cups. So you have the Two of Cups and the Knight of Cups. I mean, wow. So anyone who's been sad over a relationship, that's gonna be done. I just happened to notice the Sun cards under that. Whenever you're confident, and I sort of think my thinking about confidence right now is not having self-doubt, not being insecure. I think everyone is insecure on some level and lacks confidence and is afraid. I think confidence comes from doing things even if you're afraid, but being able to, again, back to what I said, not judge, here's the Judgment card, whether something was successful by whether it was successful or not. Does that make sense? Even if it's that you tried, that you're keep working towards it. You're living and striving and pushing yourself to grow and to expand, and the real Jupiter energy, and move forward and put yourself out of your comfort zone and know win or lose, you're going to be okay. And so that's confidence, having a good sense of humor about yourself and your successes and your failures, and understanding that that's all life experience and wisdom. And people with that type of energy are just so attractive, don't you think? Just people who are real and authentic and just give things a try, and don't sit back and let life sort of pass them by. They're actually living life. And so by being that way, you're gonna open yourself up. Like, this night isn't just gonna come in. You have to be receptive to it. You have to, and what other people would say, I'm not real up on this part, but raise your energy, right? So you're just sending out good vibes. Like, that's the way I like to think about it. If you're sending out negative vibes because you feel bad about yourself, you're just not going to really attract people, because you're going to seem sad. And like, who wants to be around a sad person? So, but if you're like free and open to experiencing life, then you're going to be open to bringing someone in, and it could be someone very significant. So if you've had a failed relationship in the past, you can be happy again. You can find that connection again. Your past experiences do not equate to what your present and future experiences are going to be. It's like a completely separate path. The only way they're connected is through you. So don't bring the negativity of a past experience into the present. Really work on letting go, cutting cords, cutting ties, and being open to this new experience. The relationship might be successful, it might fail. We don't know. You can't know that unless you go through the relationship. So just being open to seeing where it goes and living in the moment. So thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you at the next video. Hope you have a wonderful October. It looks pretty fantastic. Take care.